Wandering Through Time is the third full-length album from Ashtar, and that is a Basel, Switzerland-based black doom metal band with a lot of stronger sludge metal influences in terms of their past two records. This one leans a little bit more into black metal, and that would make sense because both members that originally started the band have formed a couple of black metal groups in the last 3 or so years, and those have become pretty strong in their focus. And it was only seemingly a matter of time before Ashtar transformed more into which ends, with the let's just call her N for now, as the sort of solo artist here with this group, and where she wants to take it. So generally speaking, this band was interesting in the past because there was a sludge doom metal component that kept their sort of serious and almost heady and psychedelic feeling black metal touch uh, somewhere interesting. And I think there was always a unique mood and sound to a lot of their past records. But the more aggressive touch of Kai Kuja, the second album, was a step in an interesting direction. I think I liked the album a lot when it came out. I reviewed it in brief, and now I was kind of anticipating album number three because they changed the logo, they changed the art. It seemed like there was much more of a black doom metal focus, and that's kind of where they want to take the band. So this third record, we'll get into a song here, and then I'll kind of cut into what's different and kind of what's the same. So the band in most ways have focused on atmosphere and repetitive sort of obsessive rhythms, and both it feels a little bit more old school Black Doom in a lot of ways, while it also just kind of marks a shift in songwriting. I think that the drummer and co-conspirator has sort of phased out of the picture to focus on other projects, and he still provides drums on the album and writes one of the songs. It's actually one of the better songs in the album too. Deep Space and High Waters is probably the most memorable track just for its feeling. But like I said, the rhythms here are obsessive. They're repetitive. They're pulsing throughout each song, and they're fairly long and involved songs, to the point where every song counts quite a bit. And this reminds me of the first Elastist album, and different black doom metal records throughout the years, which keep it very simple as both almost to a fault. But this keeps the texture of it interesting enough to where it feels like black metal still. It feels like atmospheric black metal. So pretty simple thing to wrap my head around and all that. But I think the composition of the album sort of falters a couple of times beyond the very strong pieces here. Like The Submerged Empire is obviously like a great song, and I think each of like the four main pieces here are all very good. Not to undersell those, but there is an interlude track that's about 3 minutes that is kind of throwaway, and then there's like a 10-minute cover of Postmortem's I Want to Die. Now that's a very raw underground sort of crossover thrash band that sort of had like a this feeling of death metal advent to some of their stuff, and they sort of had one song, the one they've covered here, which is named as one of the pieces that sort of pulled from the early influences of sludge metal. And so it's a great like song that really fits the album. I think that it just basically makes up a fourth of the album and didn't need to. I think they could have written a similar song in that spirit and had the probably a better effect overall. But it's a great cut, it's a deep cut, and it's a cool thing that they covered. So it's hard to evaluate an album that is where a piece of it that is so crucial is a cover. So that was kind of my dilemma when I was talking about it, and ultimately, basically, I ended up appreciating the full length listen. I don't know if it has like lasting value in terms of like I'll probably cut off cover song and just listen to the record for those four pieces. And it's not perfect, is what I'll say. But I think this is a great change for Ashtar. I think it is a great continuity of their sound. I think that the aesthetic is much improved, and overall a positive impression for the third full length. You can read more detail and thoughts in the written review, and you can go listen to the album when it releases on Friday.